Short story 122. A day at Wyvern Castle. The Robinson family piled into their car, a cacophony of shouts and barks. 10-year-old Ethan wrestled with his backpack, finally shoving it under his seat with a triumphant thud. His 8-year-old sister, Lily, bounced in her seat, her fiery red braids whipping back and forth. Their golden Labrador Pip whined excitedly, his tail thumping a rhythmic beat against the backseat window. "Are we there yet?" Lily piped up for the 10th time. Dad, at the wheel, chuckled. "Not yet, Sprout. We have a bit of a drive ahead of us, but it'll be worth it, trust me." "Where are we going, Dad?" Ethan asked, peering out the window at the blurring houses. "Surprise!" chirped Mum, turning around from the passenger seat with a mischievous glint in her eyes. She ruffled Ethan's hair, sending a cascade of brown curls tumbling down his forehead. The drive stretched out, filled with sing-alongs, slightly off-key thanks to Lily's enthusiasm, rounds of I Spy, and Pip's occasional mournful whine when a particularly tempting squirrel darted across the road. Finally, Dad pulled the car into a dusty parking lot. "Here we are," he announced, a grin splitting his face. Ethan and Lily scrambled out of the car, their eyes wide with wonder. They stood before a majestic sight, a sprawling castle, its weathered stone walls reflecting the golden afternoon sun. A moat shimmering with green water encircled the castle, and a wooden drawbridge stretched invitingly across it. "Wow!" Lily breathed, her hand flying to her mouth. "A castle! This is amazing!" Ethan exclaimed, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "Welcome to Wyvern Castle," Mum beamed, pulling out a picnic basket. The day unfolded like a dream. They crossed the drawbridge, its rickety planks creaking under their weight. Inside, dusty suits of armour stood guard, their visors glinting ominously. They explored winding corridors, each turn revealing a new secret passage or hidden chamber. Ethan imagined himself a brave knight, battling fire-breathing dragons, though Pip, his loyal steed, seemed more interested in sniffing out forgotten corners. Lily, with a crown of wildflowers on her head, declared herself the princess of the castle, commanding Pip to fetch her imaginary lost slipper, which in reality was a soggy old tennis ball she found in a forgotten corner. After a delicious picnic lunch in the castle grounds, they delved into a maze of hedges. Dad pretended to get lost, much to Lily's delight, while Mum led them on a series of wrong turns, culminating in a triumphant shout from Ethan as he finally found the way out. Exhausted but exhilarated, they gathered by the moat, watching ducks glide serenely across the water. Pip, ever the adventurer, chased after a particularly plump duck, sending it quacking in a flurry of feathers. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the castle walls, it was time to leave. The drive home was filled with a contented silence, punctuated by the gentle snores of Pip, dreaming of gallant quests and juicy tennis balls. Back home, tucked into bed, Lily and Ethan recounted their adventures in excited whispers, a magical day etched in their memory. "Best day ever," Ethan finally mumbled, drifting off to sleep. Lily, with a sleepy smile on her face, murmured, "Can we come back tomorrow, Mum?" Mum chuckled, pulling the covers snugly around her daughter. "Maybe not tomorrow, sweetheart," she said, "but there are plenty more adventures waiting for us." And as the Robinson family drifted off to sleep, one thing was certain: their day at Wyvern Castle was just the beginning of many more unforgettable family outings. Vocabulary notes. General. Cacophony. Noun. A loud, harsh mixture of sounds. Example: the cacophony of shouts and barks made conversation difficult. Whipped. Verb. Moved quickly back and forth. Example, her fiery red braids whipped back and forth. Thumped, verb, made a dull, heavy sound by repeated beating. Example, Pip's tail thumped a rhythmic beat against the backseat window. Piped up, phrase, interjected in a high-pitched voice. Example, are we there yet? Lily piped up for the 10th time. Chuckled, verb, laughed softly. Example, Dad chuckled. Not yet, Sprite. Blurring, verb, becoming indistinct because of movement. Example, the houses were blurring as they drove past. Stretched out, phrase, lasted for a long time. Example, the drive stretched out, filled with sing-alongs. Grin, noun, a wide smile. Example, Dad pulled the car into the parking lot with a grin splitting his face. Castle, sprawling, adjective, large and spread out. Example, they stood before a majestic sight, a sprawling castle. Weathered, adjective, worn or damaged by the effects of weather over a long period. Example, its weathered stone walls reflected the golden afternoon sun. Moat, noun, a deep ditch surrounding a castle or other fortified building, usually filled with water. Example, a moat shimmering with green water encircled the castle. Drawbridge, noun, a bridge that can be raised or lowered to control access to a castle or other fortified place. Example, a wooden drawbridge stretched invitingly across it. Visor, noun, the part of a helmet that protects the face with a hole or slit to see through. Example, dusty suits of armour stood guard, their visors glinting ominously. Corridor, noun, a long narrow passage in a building. Example, they explored winding corridors, each turn revealing a new secret passage. Chamber, noun, a room in a large building, especially a castle. Example, or hidden chamber. Adventure, fire breathing, adjective, able to breathe out fire. Example, Ethan imagined himself a brave knight battling fire-breathing dragons. Declared, verb, officially stated. Example, Lily with a crown of wildflowers on her head declared herself the princess of the castle. Hedge maze, noun, a maze made of tall hedges. Example, they delved into a maze of hedges. Culminating, verb, reaching a climax or highest point. Example, culminating in a triumphant shout from Ethan. Exhilarated, adjective, filled with invigorating excitement. Example, exhausted but exhilarated they gathered by the moat. Serenely, in a calm and peaceful way. Example, watching ducks glide serenely across the water. Contentment, noun, a state of peaceful happiness and satisfaction. Example, the drive home was filled with a contented silence. Thank you for listening and reading, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this story and that you find it useful on your English learning journey. Just a quick heads up for you all. The next story, number 123, is going to be a true story written by me, Steve UK. It is about something that actually happened to me in the early hours of Tuesday morning, the 12th of March 2024. I hope this has piqued your interest and that you will look forward to listening to and reading it. Story written by Google Bard AI, image created by Bing Designer AI. Hello, this is Steve. If you enjoyed the story, please would you take the time to leave a meaningful comment and click on the like icon. If you want to know when the next story has been uploaded, please click on the notify bell icon to be notified. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tell your English learning friends so they can benefit too. Thank you.